You're probably wondering what's on my screen right now. So, I'm going to show you. So on the screen, we are doing a series called Exoplanet Hunt. So basically, we are going to be doing photometry runs in the future with the use of micro observatory. We are going to try and use them to kind of put our data reduction method to use for astronomy. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be basically going step by step on how to data reduct and the types of light curves you're going to see, as well as teaching you guys, how to use this program. And so this is the first of my series, so I'm going to move my camera here. All right, so the program that is on my screen is called Exotic, and what that stands for is Exoplanet Interpretation Code. What this program does, this was developed by Kyle Pearson and Rob Zellem, so I will link their publications down below on the description, and I am waiting for these programs to stop freaking loading because I just loaded up my PC and for some reason they keep auto starting everything. Okay, so what Exotic is so basically it's going to take the data that you gathered from other people or your own runs that you've done photometry wise on scopes like the 14-inch LCO scope, which is one of the main scopes that we get data from. However, we also get data from micro observatory as well, and the micro observatory proves to be reliable. I actually did a run, I want to say last week with WASP 52. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to use that data that we did from last week's run. I've already done the successful data reduction, and it's very important that you follow me because it gets very complicated. Because even though this program is simple, it still drives me insane sometimes when it comes to candidates like exoplanetary candidates and a bunch of other stuff, which we will not be doing this episode. So we'll be doing exoplanet candidates in the next episode. Without further ado, here we go. Okay, so you're gonna load Exotic, and loading Exotic takes a little bit, and depending on how many users are using it, and actually we need to connect. So we're connecting, initializing it says connected. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna load Exotic. And it should start loading all the packages. It's going to say runtime restart with it because we've just recently got a new update with Exotic, so it's going to be 3.2. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Kyle, for this update because, yes, he's going to see restart runtime. So we're going to do that. We're going to restart the runtime. Now, this is an ongoing problem. I'm not entirely sure what is going on with it, but I think it's due to the fact that there are new software or enhancements and stuff like that. So I've done the runtime restart, so it's going to load, so it's going to take a bit, so we're going to come back to it when it's done. Now, this is a very important step, so you're going to want to mount your Google Drive because this runs directly through your Google Drive. So if you got your data ready to be put into Exotic, mount it to Google Drive, and I actually I will show you a step on how to do that. So for this purpose, we're going back onto our Google Drive here. I'm going to, so basically this folder I created, so basically you go like here, new folder, and then type in Exotic, and put all your data here. Now, what you want to do here, excuse me, I apologize. So what you're going to want to do here is go rename, control copy, because you're going to copy that name, and I'll show you why in a minute. So we're going to go back, connect to Google Drive. It's going to ask you to sign in. Yes, you're going to want. Then it's going to say, done, go to the next step, which is load telescope images. So once that's done and set, it's going to say you may move on to the next step. So you're going to go back, you're going to go down, correction, go to load telescope images. You're going to then go here. You need to pay attention here. So depending on what folder you have, whether you have your own separate folder on Google Drive, I usually, just for the sake of this video, just do Exotic / and then I did a control copy for a reason, and then I do control paste. And what that does is it's gonna load that specific folder, and it's gonna load all of the FITS files that are there. So click enter. Now we have 30 images. We actually had about 88. We started out originally, but we had a bad night, so we ended up losing about half of our data due to errors in the tracking mount and stuff like that. So we're now going to go to the name of our exoplanet. It's going to be called WASP-52b. I think that's what it's called. Yes, WASP-52b. We're going to do that. It's going to search NASA Exoplanet Archive. And what's awesome about this program is that it also does the whole init file for you, so you don't have to create it yourself. Now this is where you need to actually pay attention here. So for purpose reasons, you need to have an observer code. So you need to contact somebody from AEVSO. I will link the full Slack channel down in the description down below, so you can contact somebody that is from AEVSO that could properly give you an observer code. So for this purpose, I am not going to give away my observer code, so I am going to pause it here. Alright, now that we got that, we're going to go to clean images, which is an optional but necessary step for me at least, because we have bad photometry runs on most times, and it's nice that the program actually spots haze, clouds, backtracking, whatever the heck. So clean images is the tool for you. So we're going to do that. Would you like to manually check it? I usually do no, because it does a really good job at automatically checking it. So we're just going to do that. Now we're going to move on to the next step. So the telescope is very important. Depending on if you have the Exoplanet Watch 0.4 or the Micro Observatory, you're going to want to go with the Micro Observatory. Now, I'm going to click WASP-52. And you don't need the B or the C or the D or the E or the F, etc. You're then going to click enter. Oh, it wasn't. Okay. So it's going to generate an AAVSO star chart, which is directly derived from the target that I just did. So it's doing that. Then you're going to need to do enter coordinates for the target star. This is where you need to pay attention, because there are a lot of mishaps with target stars. So the best way to check for, the best pro tip I can give you is this. When you are looking for a specific exoplanet and you don't know the target star in general, go to Swarthmore Transit Finder. Swarthmore Transit Finder will help you figure out where that target star is, so you can actually put it in your thing. So go here, and for some reason it's not doing it. Only one target matches its constraints. Okay, well, this is where you need to pay attention, because you're going to go to Sky Map is where you want to click. Now it gives you the full field of view of the entire star. So now you can go back to your comparison using exotic, or wrong folder, my bad. I usually use this when I'm having difficulties with candidates. Now you can see all this. There's this, although these images are flipped, which is not great. So I need to find that star right there. HD 219081. So you got these three stars, which I know are here. So you got these three stars, so I'm assuming this is the target star. So I'm going to go back. I can tell you for sure that that is the target star. Okay, so the coordinates for this are as this. So you're going to go 254 168, and then you're going to click enter. You can't put in the decimals because that will just screw it up. So do that for the coordinates for the target star. Now we could pick. Now we could pick comparison stars. So I think we're gonna do NG. That's a galaxy, isn't it? Yeah, that's a galaxy. We're gonna do HG 219081 because it was already up. So HG 2190 is right here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, considering the images I flipped, and it just makes it difficult. So 44687. So you're gonna do this. You're gonna do double brackets like that. 486. Was it 45? No, it was 44887. So 44887 bracket, comma, double, or not double bracket, single bracket, with another composite star, or comp star, and I'm going to do 100 and 209, so 100, 209, and then two close brackets. So after that's done, you got two comparison stars. I'm going to do three just for photometry reasons. So I'm going to do another comparison star here. I'm going to do 404, 404, and 209. So then that should be good for comparison stars for better photometry. So we're going to go ahead and click enter. And it's going to say, try again, your syntax is not quite right. It needs to look more like 326, 365, whatever the heck, I don't know. It's a coordinates for comparison star in the format. Okay, that makes zero sense. I specifically picked them out because they were about as bright as my target star, which makes no sense, so it's an exotic thing. I'm going to choose 271 this time. So 271300. We're going to do that. Okay, so 271300, 271300, close bracket. Then we're going to do comparison star. 411, 312. So 411, 312. And then close bracket. Now that we got comparison stars, we should be good. You need to pay attention because this gets tricky. I'm going to click enter. It's going to do the whole thing. It's going to say you may move on to the next step. It's now going to run exotic to generate a light curve. So now this is the difficult portion of the step. So exotic will take those comparison stars that you just inputted to compensate for the photometry to do proper photometry, as we call it. So why we just did comparison stars is so we could compare our light curves to each separate target that we have. And in my summarized terms, the comparison stars sometimes will have a dip, sometimes won't. And with exoplanet photometry, those dips can also be used to detect errors in the data itself, whether it's just if there's scope issues and all that type of stuff. So that's why we do comparison stars as well, in my terms. But I don't know. I have a lot of people from Exoplanet Watch who probably might say something else. So we're just gonna go ahead and kick ourselves and run exotic. So it's gonna take a while. So we're gonna pause the video and come back. All right. So now it's finding transformation of WASP 2B. So it's going to do all of the files, the FITS files that I've had from my folder, and it's going to do the whole reduction process. Like I said, we've had a bad night. There's going to be some missing data in there because we've had issues with tracking. We've had issues with the robotic mount, and then we had issues with the atmosphere. So it's computing best comparison star aperture and sky annulus. So basically it's just doing a bunch of astronomy stuff. And that's just really cool, in my opinion. And so basically, I am an amateur astronomer, so I like to help out with the Exoplanet Watch community when there's major projects like Exoplanet Candidates. I like it. It's a lot of fun. It gets me to interact with the community, and it's you get to contribute to something, and I think that's really cool. And that's another reason why I kind of chose astronomy as well, and because the people are just wholesome and they're always there to help and kind of guide you through the process. So that's the way I was taught, was by people teaching me to use this program. So and gained a lot more knowledge over the time being with Exoplanet Watch, and I've been a part of the community ever since. And yeah, and so right now it's finishing this, and it shouldn't take long. So we're gonna pause it, and it's gonna be generated. All right, so we just finished, and look at that. It found that the light curve that was from the exoplanet. However, for this purpose of the tutorial, I would like to note that this is probably wrong, because the last data reduction I've done on WASP 52 looked something similar. It looks something similar like this. This is a proper light curve right here. Compared to this, it is more than possible that I might have screwed something up when I put in the composition or the comparison stars to get it to fold like that. So that's my theory, because it definitely looks like it might have been issues with that. But nonetheless, Exotic generated a light curve and it showed it there, but still it's wrong. But for the purpose of this tutorial, we're assuming it's right. So yeah. And plus we had target star in the completely wrong location. We thought it was there and it wasn't. So Exotic generated us our own coordinates and to put into for the wrong coordinates that we had before. So yeah, this is basically what Exotic does, and I hope you guys found this tutorial helpful. If you did, feel free to subscribe, and I will be back with more tutorials on this. The next tutorial we're going to be doing is on Qatar 1B, and we're going to be looking at that as well. So we're going to be doing a photometry run this week with Micro Observatory Qatar 1B. So I hope to get some good results, and I'm expected to get good results. Well, depending on how good the telescope is doing so far. So yeah, like I said, if you want to follow me on the journey for exoplanet research and stuff like that, if you found this awesome and cool, and we want to learn more about this type of stuff, follow me and share this video with someone who enjoys this type of stuff and they're interested in doing all this type of stuff. Then they might want to consider joining the Slack channel. So yeah, because we're all up on there, and yeah, it's a great community, and I hope to see you guys there. Until next time, I will catch you on the flip side.